There have and will always exist two levels of attraction: conscious attraction and subconscious attraction. Simulating sexual success is dangerous. Tricking the body with false truths of reproduction does more damage than the average man knows. Intentional celibacy remains a potent tool in reflection of this. On the level a man finds challenge competing in the sexual marketplace, not leveraging his inner biological wingman is a foolish play. Virility is the indicators of sexual strength, fertility, and potent masculine energy. This is what I really believe at a kind of subconscious level is attracting the right kind of women to you. There's two different levels of attraction. There's conscious attraction, there's the chains, there's the clothing you wear. It is her laundry list of indicators that a man has to meet in order for her to even consider bringing you into her life. But sometimes there's something ineffable. There's something non-tangible, and these are the factors in which you can demonstrate this at a higher level. And I'm going to show you and share with you towards the latter end of the video, key factors in how you can exhibit these. But first, let's talk about indicative of virility in men. What temperamentally happens to you, because temperament is going to be indicative of displaying this first and foremost in your energy, how you speak, how you demonstrate this ability. So number one, let's begin with number one, and then we'll get on to factors that you can start to action physically. Number one has to be mastery of the soma, mastery of the vessel, mastery of the body, of the flesh. So first and foremost, men with high stamina, energy, and outgoing are more often seen to be high in vitality and virility as a consequence of that. This is the penetrative nature of the masculine. It is expansive, it is direct, and it is indicative of its biological counterpart, which is your genitals. I know it's a very crass way to describe things, but one of the really easy ways you can start to think very clearly about how you should be acting in respect to displaying masculine energy is your biological counterpart, is the penis. What does the penis do? The penis penetrates, it asserts itself. What does the vagina do? The vagina yields. It yields to the penetrative force of the penis. Crass, I know, but in a similar kind of fashion, when you are courting, when you are trying to demonstrate attraction, she doesn't want you to be limp in that respect. And, particularly we're talking about energy here. So I mentioned key factors to pick out: outgoing, high stamina, high energy. And I put at the bottom here, do not nap. This is a really interesting one. And a big failure of mine, I believe, in my latter relationship was that I was often seen in her eyes as being a man who is low in energy, low in vitality, because I love a siesta. It's one of the things that I'm warning off my New Year's resolution. No siestas in the afternoon, even though I do like a siesta. If she is viewing you, take yourself out of your consciousness as a man and put yourself in the consciousness of a woman. And if she is viewing you constantly, having to nap, all cuddled up on the sofa with a little blankie, you like this, all nestled in, what is going to be her perspective of you? What are you showing? What are you demonstrating? You're demonstrating high energy, high vitality. Instead, you want to be observed doing the antithesis of this. You want to be seen in the gym. You want to be seen working. You want to be seen going out, making things happen. You want to be active, you want to be expansive, and that is indicative of masculine energy. So do not nap. Never allow yourself to be observed from this particular perspective. It hurts you in the long run, and certainly in the attraction phase. So we have mastery of the soma. The second is congruence of the self. You want to be congruent with who you are. Women are extremely sensitive towards men who play a role, a character, a lie, as it were. These men appear to not fully possess themselves. Their confidence is conditional. They do not demonstrate comfort in new situations, meaning maybe you have local hangout spots. Maybe you have an area in your town where you typically like to go. You have confidence in those areas. Maybe you know the barman. Maybe you know individuals who typically inhabit those kind of areas, and you are portraying and demonstrating your way in a particular lens. But then you're going to new areas, you're shy, you're duck-footed, you don't know where to go, you're not leading, you can't go to the bar and order drinks, you're inhabited by anxiety. That is demonstrating to your partner, to a potential partner, that you lack that same confidence that you had in areas where you were comfortable. Now, I know this may come as a natural consequence, but it changes temperamentally what you look like. Temperamentally, you want to be showing at least some kind of consistency in who you are, and that is a confident, assertive, penetrative individual. If your leadership is questionable, reactivity is certain in you. And the evidence shows that long-term reactivity, emotional instability are not good indicators of showing your vitality and not indicators of long-term relationship success. She wants to know you got it. The third one has to be vigor. In a similar kind of vein, virility is often linked with assertive behavior, where men are seen as decisive and capable of taking charge in a variety of different situations. Looking for validation for one's behavior is seen as lacking in a firm foundation of character and sexual power. I mentioned it before. She wants to know that you got it. She doesn't want to be the man. And a lot of men get confused with this because they think, oh, I want her to have an opinion. I want her also to contribute to her wants and needs within the relationship. That's fine. But she is going to derive far more pleasure in knowing that you have this. You have a plan. You know where to go. You know how to lead. You have established where to eat. The last thing she wants is to be asked, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? What should we do today? I don't know. You pick. It is not indicative of virility. It is apathy, it is lethargy, it's laziness in a way. You have to, it's a difficult job. I'm not saying this like it's an easy thing to demonstrate, but you have to recognize how you're seen in the eyes of the individuals that you are looking to keep attraction, build attraction, and lead the relationship long term. And if you're indecisive, if you're looking for validation, is it okay if we do this? Do you mind going here? What's the language that you use whenever you're having these conversations? It's very, very subtle things. You can think you're saying thing, but what she's feeling is a different. Women don't intellectualize what they do, but they intuit and feel more what the sentiment behind the words and the tonality and the body language of what you're saying. You can say, oh, we can go to here. But if your body language is off, if you're laying on the couch, if you're relaxed, if you've just woken up for your nap and you don't know, you're confused, she is sensing that as instability, lack of leadership, lack of vigor in your life. The kind of man to ask if their partner enjoyed intercourse are the individuals who are doing this. Was that okay? Did you enjoy that? How could that be better? No confidence, no vigor, no assertiveness, no leadership, worried, reactive, feminine, not congruent and consistent with virility, high sexual energy. Number 4 must be unyielding stoicism. Unyielding. You are unmovable to the exterior. Everything unfolds as you see fit. There are no surprises. You are never caught off guard. You own yourself completely. You inhabit yourself completely. Very, very difficult one to demonstrate, but in essence, you have to recognize when things go wrong, they're all part of the plan. One of the ways that you can start exercising this a little bit more consistently, and we'll get to those a little bit later, some practical ones, is exposure therapy. Putting yourselves in situations when your anxiety gets the better of you and practicing deep breathing, parasympathetic response. There used to be times where and probably still now to a certain degree, but maybe not to an extreme degree, where I would go out in public, maybe I'm on the train, maybe I'm on the bus, this is years and years ago, and my heart would just be racing because I'm in this environment with all these people and I'm feeling like I'm not in control. And what I used to do was kind of sit here, observe the emotion, observe the heart rate, breathe, allow myself to inhabit my body. You know, your breath is the greatest anchor to the present moment that you could ever have. It is perfect. But many men do not leverage, do not understand how to fully exercise and enter into full ownership of their very breath, It is the tool, it is the medium, it is the conduit to complete and utter control, not over just the mind, over the body as well. So integrating some kind of breath work routine, or at least one that you have on the back burner, which you could use in emergencies, is essential for you to do if you are going to inhabit the unyielding stoic. And last but not least, unrelenting fascination with life. I'm sure you can see a lot of crossover in here, but this idea that you're not cynical of life. Nobody likes these people. Nobody likes these people who are nihilistic, who are bored with life. If people who get bored easily, like, that is not attractive. There are many men that I know, or used to know, have since stopped hanging out with them, who would outly tell you they get bored easily with life, that there's nothing to do. And these individuals are so apathetic, so in lethargy, they can never attract any. Who's gonna revolve or have somebody in their friendship circle who is just bored with life? You need to make love to life. That's what I wrote here. You need to make love to life in multiple ways, in multiple different positions. I know that's, maybe a pause there, but in the same kind of crass way I was describing mastery of the soma, you need to penetrate life. You need to make love to her. You need to put her in different positions. You need to reap as much reward out of that particular intercourse as you can. They are unquenchable in the different dimensions life can be experienced. Do not say no. Instigate adventure, seduce life, and you seduce her. I'll say that again. If you seduce life, you will seduce her. There's always something interesting to do. There's going on a hike. There's going for a bike ride. There's buying roller skates and roller skating on the boardwalk or the beach. There's always there's playing an instrument, right? There's always another activity. You have to be penetrating life, putting her in different positions. Put her in dogs. Put her in don't keep her a missionary. You have to switch it up constantly. Penetrate life and you penetrate her. I know I'm saying rather crass things. I don't think they're too crass. They're things that hopefully you have a familiarity with. But in the same way, you can take that very physical and simple and natural idea of traditional intercourse, and you can play with that on a mental level, on a spiritual level. You're all making love. So make love to life, and she's going to sense that abundance in sexual power, sexual strength, potent masculine energy, and fertility in you. And some of these ways, in a moment, we're going to demonstrate how to actually put these into practice. Now, I might have to kind of circumvent and tie these knots very circuitously, but these are ways you can do that. And I'm going to expound upon them a little bit more as we go on. So number one has to be reproduction rules. First and foremost, strong mind, strong body, healthy body. When we're talking about virility, I believe one of the strong indicators to start to instigate subconscious attraction is understanding that we at an animalistic level play on that dimension. And the evidence suggests that attraction is governed by your fertility. It makes rational sense in that kind of reproductive arena. So of course, keeping yourself healthy, but in the same kind of way, this ties back to number one of mastery of the soma and having the energy to do things. So if you find yourself, like me, having a siesta in the afternoon, maybe your endurance is poor. Maybe your cardiovascular strength is poor. Maybe your body is unhealthy. My cardiovascular strength is not the best it could be. So I've started playing football now to actually address that. Five-a-side football, hour every Monday. Really, really great. Fartlek training. Judge a book by its cover. A lot of the leftists and perhaps individuals who are extreme feminists will have you say that you shouldn't judge a book by its cover. Nobody should be judged by their appearance. Not true. It's not true. The body is a reflection of your internal state. It is a culmination of all the actions prior to the moment that is right in front of you now. Yes, an individual who has a little bit extra fat is apathetic, is in lethargy, is lazy. It wouldn't be the case that they would appear that way if they weren't. And that's not even my opinion. That's a fact. And it's evidence of protective capacity. And I've also mentioned here that, if you've got a strong body, it's indicative that your discipline is high, that you're starting to inhabit some of the temperamental masculine features that would govern virility, fertility, and all the things that play on a subconscious attraction level. Hygiene principles. This one maybe is a little bit of a out of left field from some of the ones I mentioned before, but not too dissimilar in the way that you recognize that the body you inhabit is also demonstrating different ways or exercising different ways to attract. You have to understand that hedonine simulates a sex hormone. I believe hedonine is actually in very, very popular perfumes and aftershaves like
I'm not sure the ones off the top of my head, but there are scientific studies that indicate when hedonine is present in some of these kind of products that, hey, attraction is also simulated. The same is true for testosterone, which is more powerful and portrays some of the more natural and indicators of sexual availability to women if you are fertile. One of the ones is androsterone or an androstenedione, I believe, which is particularly potent if a man practices celibacy. So the longer and longer you go without intercourse, what are you communicating to the environment? Well, you're communicating to the environment that you're not being sexually successful. What will the body do if it recognizes it's not being sexually successful? It will upregulate your testosterone. It will upregulate your pheromones because it will try to help you attract a woman. I call it your biological wingman. Your body wants evidence that you're being sexually successful. And when that doesn't happen, it helps you. It assists you. But not if you are absorbing poisonous pixels and simulating sexual success. That is the biggest trick you can play on yourself, and that is such a powerful tool that you need to know. It's an indication of health, virility, and polarity. Beyond optimizing testosterone, weights, proteins, fats, fasting, sexual continence, be sensitive towards inhibitions to sense, smoking, binge drinking, eating garlic, fast food, non-toxic body wash, non-detergent. You actually get a very sweet, natural smell, which can be masked by some of the very heavy shampoo and body wash products when you are on abstinence, because again, the body helps you with the pheromones if it recognizes you need that help. Same thing when fasting. If you haven't eaten for a long period of time, what does the body do? It doesn't waste your muscles. It spares the muscles. It upregulates your cognitive function for you to eat. It helps you. It's not going to roll over and die. This is the most advanced technology that you have on planet Earth. Use it. Do not trick it. Do not inhibit it when you are not being sexually successful. Captivating clothing maybe works on a more conscious level, but I think one of the biggest mistakes I used to make was falling into this trap of branded clothing. And that only attracts a particular kind of woman who is obsessed with the superficial. You want to be only wearing fitted apparel to demonstrate your powerful physique and your virility in that case. Clothing is a reflection of inner personality and maturity. Leverage the work you've done in the gym with your clothing choices, of course. Don't wear too tight-fitted clothing, as that can come across perhaps vain and braggadocious and maybe even craving, but there is a happy medium. I would pick a black t-shirt, smart trousers and smart shoes that fitted well over Christian Dior hoodies and Versace jeans and Yeezys. And you would attract the kind of women that you want to attract. Number 4, symptoms of high T is indicative to things like facial hair. Women are very receptive to facial hair. I believe the studies have indicated that facial hair is more attractive and can enhance squareness of the jaw. And women prefer it. At least something there. If you can't grow a full beard, I can't grow a full Kratos beard or a Gandalf beard or a Dumbledore beard. But I look far better with facial hair than no facial hair. If you struggle, minoxidil is something that you can use, which has shown proof to boost facial hair. You can also buy biotin, which in combination will help. Other people say peppermint oil is also great in that kind of stack. I personally don't take it. I used to take it years and years ago, like when I was probably in university, like 19, 20. But it gave me kind of heart palpitations, which can be a side effect. So I got scared and I stopped using it. Retention can also help you in that respect. The rationale is that hair growth is closely related to the perception of health and vitality. And the last one, very interesting, as I start to get older and some gray hairs start to appear, is the 30s and 40s is the golden age of attraction. Most women who date older men often are more feminine than women who date men of a similar age. Simply, the older you are, the more money you have in abundance, the more you have in abundance of what women desire. So you're more attraction on the levels with money, status, experience, assets, resource, and also competence. A match study found that 72% of women rated men with grey hair as distinguished. So stop dyeing your hair, embrace that salt and pepper look, and notice how it affects the women nearby. Gentlemen, if you got this far, I would appreciate if you would subscribe to Masculinity, subscribe to The Masculine Theory. If you're looking for additional resources, you can find them on my Patreon, which is down below. For $5 a month, you get access to, I believe, 4 or 5 books on testosterone optimization, sexual energy mastery. You also get access to a Discord. If you're looking for coaching, our January spaces are full at the moment, but February is free, and also there's some spots in March available. But these aren't theories, gentlemen. These are facts. Speak very soon. Take care.